Let's continue reading and writing our new numbers 6 and 7. So let's go over our DLO, our daily learning objective, review 6 and 7, practice writing it, and then we will look at some examples in your book today for counting and writing the numbers. Okay, let's go. I'll go first. Today I will read and write the numbers 6 and 7. Now it's your turn. Today I will read and write the numbers 6 and 7. All right, so let's review. Here's our number 6. Make a loop until it sticks. That's the way you make a 6. Let's review 7. Straight across, down from heaven. That's the way you make a 7. Those are the easy rhymes to remember when writing our numbers 6 and 7. So let's review practice writing 6 and 7. I'll go first, and then you will skywrite 3 6s with me and 3 7s with me, but I'll do the first one first. 6. Starting at the sky, we're going to, just like all numbers and capital letters, we touch the sky and we touch the ground. With a 6, make sure you have your curves in it. Make a loop until it sticks. That's the way you make a 6. Straight arm, best pointer finger, point to the tip of my marker. Let's do a 6. Ready? Make a loop until it sticks. That's the way you make a 6. 2 more. Make a loop until it sticks. That's the way you make a 6. 1 more. Make a loop until it sticks. That's the way you make a 6. Let me show you a 6 I don't want to see. I'll write that in red. I do not want to see a straight line down and then a loop. What does that look like? It looks like the letter B. So if we make our bed, our B, that looks like a B. We don't want a B. We want a 6. So make sure you have that curve. Make your loop until it sticks. That's the way you make a 6. Let's practice 7. Let me fix my little clippy. 7. Straight across, down from heaven, that's the way you make a 7. I'll go first. Starting at the sky, straight across, down from heaven, that's the way you make a 7. Now it's your turn. Straight arm, best pointer finger, point to the tip of my marker. Say it with me. Straight across, down from heaven, that's the way you make a 7. 2 more times. Straight across, down from heaven, that's the way you make a 7. 1 more. Straight across, down from heaven, that's the way you make a 7. Let me show you a 7 that I don't want to see. I don't want to see straight across, straight down from heaven. That is not correct, and I know some of you will do it, so don't do it. Make sure you have that slant, that diagonal line that comes down like this, because this looks like, in another language, it looks like a, never mind, doesn't matter. It looks like an alphabet from another language, but that is not a 7, so don't do it. Make sure you have your slant. Okay, what I'm going to do is erase, and we're going to practice counting and writing the numbers. A few examples for each number, 6 and 7, 6 and 7. When you're in kindergarten, sometimes you start out with the age of 5, and you turn 6. So some of you might be 6 now, some of you might be 5 and will be turning 6. 6 is 1 more than 5. 7 is 1 more than 6. All right. In your book, Volume 1, Math and Visions, Volume 1, page 97 is the beginning of our lesson. So I turn the next page. This is exactly what we're going to do today. We're going to count objects and write the number. Count and write, count and write. Down here, you'll count them and you'll trace them because it already has the answers for number 1 and 2. But number 3 and 4 and 5, it has starting dots for you that help remind you where to begin your tracing. So your 7s straight across down from heaven and your 6s. make a loop until it sticks. So let's do a couple examples and then it will be your turn. I'll leave 6 and 7 here to remind us. I also have a little board that I made right here. We'll practice it. Woohoo! That's too heavy. Hold your horses. Let me put a few more. Oh, just one more is perfect. Perfect. I'm only going to write it one time. You will write it 3 times in your book. How many times are you going to write it in your book? 3 times. I'll write it one time so that we can do a few more examples and then you can get right to work. Okay, I'm going to use, I'll just draw my pictures because it's easier for me to cross out. And we'll practice a couple different methods, strategies. I keep saying methods, but a strategy for counting our numbers. All right, let's do this one first. I have some cookies here. Cookies are circular, most of them. The first strategy I'm going to use is touching. I'm going to touch the objects and then write. So my strategy is touching and counting. Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. Now I'm going to write it. Make a loop until it sticks. That's the way you make a 6. Another strategy I could have used was crossing out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I wrote it. Erasey, erasey, erase. In your book, you will be counting all the little ocean, like beach adventures. There's a little floaty, a sailboat, some squid, some fish, flip-flops, a beach bag. I wish we lived close to the beach. Maybe you've been to Farmington Lake. They have a nice little beach there, but I've never seen a squid out of Farmington Lake. Let's do another one. Let's count. Let's use the strategy crossing out. Ready? Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. How do I write a 7? Straight across, down from heaven. That's the way you make a 7. Straight across, down from heaven. That's the way you make a 7. Let's do 2 more. We'll do 2 more examples, and then it will be your turn. I'll try and mix them up. Ooh, we should practice that. I'm just looking in your book real quick. Okay, let's do this one. Let's count, and we'll use the strategy by touching. Ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Straight across, down from heaven. That's the way you make a 7. I want to show you one example in your book. Your challenge question. Ooh, you know what? Before I get to the challenge one, let me move this. On number 8 and 9, you will be drawing the items there. It says, have students use counters to make the number. Have them draw circles to represent the number. So we're going to draw circles. On your page, you will have a 6 and a 7, and you will need to draw the circles. So go over that with me. 6. Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I want to double check that I wrote 6. I drew 6 circles, Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, good. I drew 6 circles because it asked me to draw 6 circles. Let's do 7. Count it with me. When I'm counting, I say it as I finish it so that I know I'm done, like this. 1. So I started it, and as soon as I ended my circle, I said my number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's pretty easy. I'm sure it'll be easy, cheesy, lemon squeezy for you. Now your very last question is your challenge question. You should use the cross-out method for the challenge question. What we have on the challenge question are many items scattered. We've got sunscreen lotion, seagulls, seashells, and beach towels. They're scattered. So what you'll want to do is this. I'm going to separate my categories by, I'll do blue circles, and then I'll have red squares, and I'll do green happy faces. So watch me. I'm going to make a little scatter board. If I talk, I'll lose count. Okay, now I'm going to do my blue circles. Your challenge question is going to cross out and find each different object and write the number. So I'm going to use my black, and I'm going to use the strategy of crossing out because, it will help me keep track. Watch me. Blue circles. Let's only count the blue circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 blue circles. How do I write a 6? Make a loop until it sticks. That's the way you make a 6. So when we cross them out, I'm making sure I have all of them. I'm going to recount. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. Now let's write it. Make a loop until it sticks. That's the way you make a 6. Let's go to the next one, our red squares. Excuse me. As I count each red square, I'm going to mark it off. I'm going to cross it off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. Straight across, down from heaven, that's the way you make a 7. I'm going to write what I counted up here. Straight across, down from heaven, that's the way you make a 7. Last one, green happy faces. Let's count. Using the strategy of crossing out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How do I write 6? Make a loop until it sticks. That's the way you make a 6. That is going to be your challenge question at the very end with the seagulls and all the beach items. So now it is your turn to read and write the numbers 6 and 7. All right.